Okay, so the purpose of this video is to just go through each question on the test review to give you an idea of how to do it. So obviously this, if you don't have a question on it, you could fast forward and just look at the what number we're on, and that would help you figure out, skip forward to number 5. You could just zoom, fast forward past number 5 and so on. So I just want to go through here, show a little bit of each. So number 1, this one is a composition. So when it says f of g, and then we're supposed to plug in -2, if you remember, it's probably the fastest way would be to plug -2 into g first. So think of it as f of whatever g of -2 equals. And in this case, g is x squared plus 2, so I'm going to square -2, so -2 squared, and then add 2 to it. And that's going to be what I plug into f. So this would be 4 plus 2 is 6. So I'm doing f of 6, which the function f is -4 times whatever x value you have minus 1. In this case, it's going to be 6. So it would be -24 minus 1 would be -25. Okay, so that would be the answer for that one. Number 2 is you're composing. We're going to compose both ways. We're not plugging a number in. We're actually going to compose the functions themselves. So this one is a little bit more. So we got f of g of x is what they want first. Well, f of, and then g of x is actually x plus 7. So I'm going to replace g of x with x plus 7. And then f says to take 4 times whatever you're plugging in and then subtract 5. The thing I'm plugging in is x plus 7. So if I want to simplify this, distribute the 4, so 4x plus 28 minus 5, so it would be 4x plus 23 would be the first answer. They also want me to do g of f of x. Okay, so we'll say part A, part B. So f of x, I'll replace that. F of x was 4x minus 5. And g, function g says take whatever you're plugging in and add 7 to it. The thing I'm plugging in is 4x minus 5. There's nothing to distribute here. Just basically ignore the parentheses now. So it'll be 4x and then plus 2. Number 3. I'm sorry, write the absolute value of this. So let me blow this up a little bit. So I want to write the absolute value of this. So first off, there is an absolute value involved. It looks like it is flipped over, so I'm going to put a negative out front because it's open down. The vertex was moved. The vertex should have been at the origin to start with. It's actually 1 unit left, so that would be a plus 1, and then it's down 2 units, that's minus 2. Now I notice that slope, it should be a slope of 1, 1 and -1, but it's actually looks like it's about down 4 over 1, so it'd be a -4. So it changed, one side's positive 4, one side's -4, so that was the slope got changed. We call that a vertical stretch. Number 4, so it's to graph this guy. So first off, let's see, I'll just kind of sketch it on paper here, just so I get an idea. So it looks like I've got -1 inside with x, that means I go right 1. Then I got plus 6 on the outside, so that's up 6. That's where my vertex is, the point of it. So looking around here, it seems like A or C might be the one. A or C might be right. Now it's the slope. When it has a 3, well, first off, it's -2, so it's going to be flipped over. It's going to be open down. And when it's a -3, that means down 3, 1, 2, 3, right 1, and down 3, left 1. So it actually makes it, if I do this, it comes together more versus spreading it out. A fraction would spread it out. A higher number than 1 squeezes it together. So it looks like C is my guy. And then x-intercepts. If it makes it easier for you, let me see if I can do this and blow this up a little bit. I'm just going to take this out. You could actually just Look at the graph. What are the x-intercepts? Well, this one never touches the x-axis. If it did, say it came down and crossed at, say, 0 or 2, then they want them as an ordered pair. So you'd say 0, 0 and 2, 0 if it did. But this one does not actually touch the x-axis. So there are no x-intercepts. Oh, I picked the wrong one. I zoomed in on the wrong one. That's why I zoomed on one of these guys over here. Let me try that again. So pick this guy. So right here I see the x-intercepts. Good grief. So -1, 0, and 3, 0. So I'm going to put in there, and they want as an ordered pair. So like we said, -1. I pause the video to speed things up here. It takes me forever to type these in. So -1, 0, 3, 0. So be careful, make sure you click on the wrong one. I have no idea why I clicked on this one. I should have clicked on that one. Now the y-intercepts, again, zoom in. This one crosses y-axis at 0, 3. So they want that as an ordered pair. Okay, so 0, 3. Check your answer. That's great. So we're going to move on. The next question, number 5. We're doing some function addition. So the first step is f plus g of x. It means just add those two together. So 4x squared minus x minus 4 plus x plus 3. So add up like terms. So this would be, the x's would cancel each other out. It'd be a -1. So I type this in here. 4x squared minus 1. Check answer. And now they want me to plug 5 in. Well, I've already got this in, so I just plug 5 into that. So 4 times 5 squared minus 1. 5 squared would be 25 times 4 is 100. Minus 1 is 99. So we'll put that in, 99. Check answer. Next question. Now subtracting them. Be careful when subtracting them then. Okay, because up here, I just put plus. I didn't put parentheses around it because addition doesn't really matter. But subtraction does matter. So f is x squared plus 3x minus 3 minus x. But put that in parentheses because you're actually subtracting 3 and subtracting -x. So this would be -3 minus -x is actually plus x. So x squared plus 4x minus 3. And so I typed it in there. And then now plug 8 in here. So if I plug in 8, I got 8 squared plus 4 times 8 minus 3. So it's 64 plus 32 minus 3. That'd be 96 minus 3. So that'd be 93. So 93 in here. Okay, next question. Here, number 7. Now we're going to multiply them. Now you could, and we're supposed to plug in, so you could multiply them together, then plug in, or you could just plug them in and then multiply together. So f of -1 and g of -1, I'm going to get the answers and multiply them together. So when I plug -1 into into f, I get -1 squared plus 3 times -1, so that'd be 1 minus 3, so it'd be -2. When I plug in g, 6 minus -1, that's going to be 6 plus 1 is 7, so -2 times 7 is -14. So -14. And then the next question, number 8. We're going to divide them and then plug in -3. Again, you could just plug in -3 first and then divide them. So f of -3 on top, g of -3 on bottom. So f of -3 would be -3 squared minus 2 times -3. On bottom, 6 plus -3, 9. And this would be plus 6 over 3. So it'd be 15 over 3 or just 5. Okay. Let's see, number number 9, when you're looking at these guys, so here's x, here's f of x. So if I want to know f of negative 2, that means plug in negative 2 for x. So that'd be here, that'd be 4. If I draw it over to 4. And then f of 2 means I go down to 2. Well, f of x is 14. What comes out is 14. The next one, for what value would you get 9? So look at the f of x column, the y column. Here's 9. 0 gives you that. So x must be 0 that you'd have to plug in to get that. Number 10. Change this number 10. F of negative 4. Well, I got to look at the rules over here on the right. So on the right side, I've got x less than 0, x equals 0, or x greater than 0. Well, negative 4 is less than 0, so that means I'm going to use x squared. So I'm going to take negative 4 squared and get 16. The next one then is 0. Well, the middle is the only condition that meets that. So that is negative 2. I'm going to use the rule negative 2. There's nothing to plug into it. So there's no x to plug in. So you don't plug 0 in anywhere. You just, negative 2 is the answer. And then 4 meets this third condition. 4 is greater than 0, so plug it in. F of 4, I'm going to plug it into 3 times 4 plus 2. So that'd be 12 plus 2 is 14. So that'd be a 14. Number 11. Piecewise function here. So look at that first one. And so I don't know if this will go like this. We'll say here's the function if blank less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to blank. So looking at this, the left side here, move this where you can see it, the x values that this left leg is good for would be from negative 1 to 0. From negative 1 to 0. So I think it's probably easier to do that first. So from negative 1 to 0. And now the function of that, it's linear. So I just need to figure out what's the slope, what's the y-intercept. We'll pick any 2 points. Well, there's only the endpoints. Are the only 2 points we have. It goes down 3, right 1. So that's a negative 3x. And the y-intercept would be at 0, which means it's not really needed. It's just negative 3x is all I need to type in here. Then the right leg, its x values. So from what to what? It goes from 0 to 3. So those are the x values you plug in. So here's 0 over to 3. So I'm just thinking horizontally, this is from 0 to 3. And then the function itself, again, look at the slope and look at the y-intercept. The slope is up 1, right 3. So that's going to be a 1/3 slope. So that goes in front of x. And its y-intercept is also 0. So you can put plus 0, but there's really no point in putting plus 0. And remember, that one was one that was missed a lot on the quiz, so I would definitely check over that one. The graph of the function is shown. What is the value? So h of 2, that means I would need to, blow this up, I need to go to 2. What's my y value? My y value is negative 2. So this is negative 2. And then h of 4 means go to 4. Go right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, up, that's a positive 2. This is 2. And then 5 means go 1 more over, that's right here, that's up 1 unit. So 5, 1 is the last point. Let's see here. The functions. So what is the value of, let me write this down. So g of f of 3. Well, let's find out what f of 3 is first. So I'm going to go to the first table here. When I plug in 3, I get 2. So f of 3 equals 2. Now let's go to the g table and plug 2 in. So I plug 2 in, I get negative 3. Find the domain. I'm going to pause the video and type it in. Forgot to hit record. But yeah, it's just the x values. The domain of the x values is 6, negative 8, 2, and 5. And then the range is the y value, so 5, negative 3, negative 1, negative 6. Now something to keep in mind here is if there are repeats, you don't need to put it twice. So if say 5 was in here again later, I just have to put it once in the list. Don't feel the need to put it in there twice. Oh, is this a function? So did any of these, did 6 go to anything besides 5? Nope. Did -8? Nope. So all of these x's went to only one y, so this is a function. Now if one of these x's went to 2 different y's, like say 6 went to 5 and then later on 6 went to 7, well that's not good, that'd be not a function, but this one was a function because every x had only one y. Determine whether this is a function. So vertical line test, can I draw a vertical line and hit it twice? Yes, several places, which means at that place, like if I plugged in 1 for x, I would get, I don't know, 4 maybe, and -1. I get 2 different y values for an answer. So that means it's not a function. So this one fails a vertical line test. Number 16, find the domain and range. So just looking at this graph, what x values could you plug in? Well, right here at 2, I got a y value, and everything larger than that, I got a y value. So the domain would be from 2 off to infinity, and 2 is included, so we put a bracket around it because 2 is included. This b would be that 2 is not included, and that would be like if you had, say, a line 1, 2 right here, and it had an open circle going to the right, that means 2 would be not included, but this one is included because the line goes up to it. And then the range then, think up and down, this one does go up forever, and this one does go down forever. So that means anything can come out for an answer. So -infinity to infinity would be the range. And number 17, graph the piecewise function. Yes, this was another one that was missed a lot on the quiz. So, and let's see here. So if we look at -1 is where the rule changes. When x is less than -1, it's one rule. When it's greater than or equal to -1, it's another rule. So I'm going to do the left branch first. On the left side, it says use x plus 1. So this line has a positive slope and it comes up to the line. I just don't know where would it hit that dotted line. Well, let's plug in -1 and see. So you plug in -1 plus 1 into the function. So -1 plus 1, you get 0. So that means at 0, I have an open circle because this was it's a less than over here, x less than -1. Has a slope of 1, so I'm going to go down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1. I'm going to go like that. And now for the right side of the function, when x is greater than -1, I need to know where to start for this. So I'm going to plug in -1. So -2 times -1 plus 4, that'd be a 2 plus 4 is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somewhere up here I'm going to have an open circle. And from that point, I need to have a -2 slope. So down to right 1, down to right 1. It's going to go something like this. So now that I have that picture, let's go through and look at these. And let me move this over a little bit, just make it a little bit easier to see. Okay, so it looks like, let's blow this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not it because it's supposed to be at 6. So that one's out. This one's at 5 also. So it's one of these two. Now we know that it's supposed to, the left leg is supposed to hit at 0. This one hits at 0. D does not. It's at -1. So if I blow this guy up, this is the one I want right here. Hits at 0. Up here hits at 6. So that's why you have B. And then the last guy, number 18, begin by graphing the original, which you can just in your head graph it. That's that V shape. Okay, so number 18 is just a V shape. Now, if I have the negative, so if I have y equals negative absolute value of x plus 2, and then plus 3, this negative means flip about the x-axis. This plus 2 means left 2, and this plus 3 means right 3. So I'm going to go left 2, right, up. Up, not left and right, up. Going up 3. So what transformations are needed? Check all that apply. I need to do a reflection about the x-axis. I need to do a vertical translation because I have to move it up 3 units. I have to do a horizontal translation because I have to move it left 2 units. Now, I didn't have to be specific about how many units on this one, but I did have to say it's a horizontal translation, a vertical translation, and a reflection about the x-axis. Okay. So hopefully that helps, and that's the whole thing. I must not answer some of them up here. I got a 77, but I think I didn't answer the first few questions, but I just said the answers without typing them in. But hopefully this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.